Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome in if this is your first time here. My name is Melissa. This is Empowered Gems Tarot, and today we're going to be looking into your soul contract with your person. So this is going to be kind of similar to my Understanding Your Connection love readings that I do here on the channel, where we're going to take a look at your energy versus your person's energy, the joining energies in between, and try to get some insight into like what the undercurrent is and sort of what's happening spiritually with you and them. But we're going to kind of focus in on the soul contract. So what is the lesson that your soul is learning from being in this connection? What are you teaching your person? What is your person teaching you? And just kind of look into some of those deeper, more spiritual themes with this connection. Keep in mind, this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so the messages will vary in how specifically they may resonate with each individual viewer out there. As a best practice, if anything in your reading feels confusing or just doesn't feel like it fits your situation as you know it to be, take it as a sign that it's just not your message. Release it, let it go. Understand that the message could be for someone else out there in the collective. Remember, there's lots of people watching these readings, and sometimes the message just isn't for us on a particular day, and that happens here on YouTube. If you guys did want to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is in the description box down below. I do offer a relationship connection specific reading on my website. It's called Understanding Your Connection Love Reading. That's going to be kind of similar to this one, but personal readings can be a better way to get a more specific read on your own energy and situation. So with that being said, now we will go ahead and select your reading. So if you're drawn to reading 1, the deck we're going to be working with is the Divine Masculine Tarot. And then we have this really beautiful garden quartz here. If you're drawn to reading 2, we will be working with the Twin Flame Journey Tarot and this clear quartz. And if you're drawn to reading 3, we're going to be working with the Everyday Witch Tarot and this smoky quartz. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about your person and what you need to know spiritually about this connection. Go ahead and select the deck or crystal that you feel the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. See you there. Hello, Group 1. Welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Divine Masculine Tarot and this piece of garden quartz, this is going to be your message. So today we're trying to look into sort of the soul contract between you and your person. So what are you each learning from this connection on a soul level, on a spiritual level? So what I'm going to start with is taking a look at sort of like what you're learning, what the lesson is for both of you. And then we're also going to dig into sort of like how you guys experience each other's energy and where things are potentially headed. So let's go ahead and jump in. So for the joining energy, we have obsessed. I will be the object of your desire. What your person is learning from you, we have programming. I will push to change your belief systems. And what you're learning from your person, we have baggage. I'm still hanging on to my past. Keep in mind too, guys, before we even get too deep into this reading, you might find the energies flipped. So just take it as it resonates for you. And let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards. So what else can you tell us, Spirit, about this connection? So what's the general lesson of this connection for both parties involved? Okay, the 7 of Wands. And what is Pile 1's person learning from this connection, please, with programming? What is this about? The 6 of Swords. What is my viewer for Pile 1 learning from this connection with baggage? We have the Ace of Cups. Okay, let's take a peek at what's happening here, guys. All right, so obsessed. I will be the object of your desire. And then we have the Seven of Wands. You're worth the fight. So I definitely think that you and this person are really fixated on each other. And with the Seven of Wands, I feel like there could be an energy of you guys being a little bit at a distance from each other. Like sometimes Seven of Wands acts like it's sort of pushing someone away. So that could be for some of you. But it's interesting that the message on this card is you're worth the fight. So there's kind of this persistent energy that I get from this where like neither person really wants to give up on the other one, even if there could be challenges or differences or even maybe a little bit of separation here. Because this is giving me the energy of watching, lurking, kind of keeping your eye fixated on the other person. And yeah, it's possible that you and this person are kind of helping each other to sort of not give up. I actually do kind of get that. I feel like there's this energy of like, we're hooked on each other. There's this like magnetic chemistry and attraction, and it's kind of pushing both people to not give up, even though both of you guys seem to have stuff from the past that could play into why things could be difficult. It's just kind of different. The two energies are different that you each have. But yeah, it's sort of like this connection is teaching you to fight, to push forward. So what your person is learning from you, we have programming. I will push you to change your belief system. And then we have the Six of Swords. Let's kiss and make up. So it's kind of interesting, right? Because the Six of Swords does talk about moving on. It talks about moving away from conflict, moving into calmer, smoother waters. And I'm kind of wondering if this person is actually learning how to do that through this connection with you, right? Like maybe in the past, this person had a little bit of a fixed mindset, which I can definitely see with the Seven of Wands, right? Usually that is when it's my way or the highway. I'm really convicted in my beliefs. This is what I think is right, and I'm going to push that out there, whether you like it or not. You know, and so I feel like this person's like the way they think, what they believe, how they view life, how they view relationships, maybe even how they have been programmed to handle conflict resolution could be being challenged by you. We're going to see how they experience your energy in a bit too, to kind of build on this a bit. But with this Ace of Cups, I definitely feel that you guys hold a lot of love for them. And maybe that's something that they are not used to. Right? There's like a softness that they experience with you. And so I think with the Six of Swords, there's like this lesson around how do we kiss and make up? How do we move forward together instead of staying stuck in fights and arguments? Maybe like learning to flex their belief system a little bit more. Now, for you, my viewer, what are you learning from this person? We have baggage. I'm still hanging on to my past and diving deep within with the Ace of Cups. I think that there is still something from your past, an attachment, maybe an ex, something from the past in a relationship situation, whether it's like a romantic relationship, relational stuff from like your childhood. I think this person, you're learning that there are things from your past that are affecting it. And like kind of with this Ace of Cups, right? There's a lot of emotion with the Ace of Cups. But if we look at this card, you can see she's kind of like totally immersed in this water. She's just kind of lost in her emotions here. And I feel like you guys do have like your heart very much activated by this person, but it might feel a little bit like scary or vulnerable to dive all the way into your emotions like this with them. There is like this defensive energy, but this desire to push through. This person, I think, is challenging you to go within your heart and really uncover what it is that's blocking you in love, or what has blocked you in love in the past. They could be helping you to heal from that baggage, from that, from whatever it was in the past that kind of made it difficult to open up your heart. Okay, so let's keep going. What else, Spirit? So we're going to take a look now at how you guys each experience each other's energy. So how does this person experience Group 1's energy? Please, Spirit. How does this person experience Group 1's energy? We have awkward. Okay. How does my viewer experience their person's energy? We have longing. We do have attracted here as well. Okay, let's take a look. How does each person experience the other's energy, please, Spirit? does this person experience group one's energy, please? We have the Hierophant. And how do my viewers experience this person's energy? Hold on. Just one, please, Spirit. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So I kind of feel it could be like, take this as it resonates. This may not be the case for everybody out there, but for some of you, I feel like this person might be with someone else with the Hierophant, because there's this energy of them feeling awkward around you. And there's like this energy of them feeling awkward because of their commitments. They're kind of like traditional commitments that they've made in their life. But there's still something about you that makes them sort of like, there's like this expectation of things being a certain way. And maybe that's why they feel awkward. So maybe for some, it's not necessarily third party for everybody. Take that as it resonates for you. But I feel like there's something about commitment and tradition around romantic relationships that is expected within this connection from your person's perspective. And I feel like it does make them feel a little bit awkward about it. So maybe this person has some hangups about commitment. Maybe they are being challenged and pushed to kind of move up to the next step with you, whether this is like going from talking to dating, from dating to a committed relationship to marriage, or whatever the case may be. I feel like maybe you guys are sort of pushing them to change their belief system around how they show up around themes of commitment, especially if there's conflict or differences of opinion that can come up. Now, how do you experience their energy? We have the Queen of Pentacles, and then we have longing. It's just like interesting because both people, I think, want to take things to the next level. This person, I think, feels like okay, I feel like you guys are this Queen of Pentacles. Like, I feel that this is you. Like, you're somebody who's really grounded, responsible. I feel like you're somebody who kind of does the work. And with this longing energy, I feel like you guys are really stable. But I feel like maybe there is something about this person that doesn't always match your energy for some of you. And so like you're kind of longing for this stable partner to come in and like support you the same way that you support them. I feel like this person with this Hierophant card, like they have that capacity, but something about the dynamic here is like awkward for them. Like they're not fully comfortable in that when it comes to you. It just makes me feel with longing like there's something missing for you. And maybe group one, it's because of something from the past that you're still kind of stuck in. That's kind of impacting how you're experiencing them. I'm just kind of like sitting in that energy. Because I feel like both people, like, I see you guys like learning to fight for each other, wanting to fight for each other. But I feel like both of you guys want to take things to the next level. But there's something like a little uncomfortable for each person here about that. This person feels awkward for some reason. It could have to do with like commitments or pressure that they feel to show up in a certain traditional type of way. For you guys, I feel like you want more than what this person has been offering you so far, or you're wishing for them to kind of move the process along here. Okay, let's keep going. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about this connection? Okay, so we have the third house of communication for your person. And show me the energy of my viewers, please, Spirit. The South Node, so interesting. Yeah, so there's definitely some sort of past life karma here for you guys with the South Node. Like, I think there's something about this person that activates an old wound or activates kind of like a comfort zone that you're used to. Maybe it feels like very similar in energy to someone that you've already been with in the past. So even if this is like a newer person in your life, there's something about your past wounds that are being activated with this baggage card here. You know, I definitely feel that you guys are wanting like a commitment, like you're wanting someone stable, someone who can match your energy in this Queen of Pentacles. And this person feels like kind of awkward about that. Like there's something here that I feel prevents it, or there's some sort of structure or programming here with the Hierophant. That actually makes a lot of sense, right? Because Hierophant can be things like our traditions, belief systems, religion, you know, things that we've been raised in. And it can be hard to sort of like break the mold out of that. But I think there is something about this connection with you that's teaching this person that they can think differently about tradition. They can think differently about commitment and structure and authority in their life. Communication is coming up as well. I kind of feel like this person with the third house, there's something about definitely the way they think, because this is ruled by Gemini here. The way they think, I think you're opening up their mind in a certain way. I also think there's something about the way they express themselves. Coming back to the Six of Swords, this energy of like, let's kiss and make up, let's move into smoother, calmer waters. I feel like for some of you, this person is learning to either soften their communication or to communicate in a way that resolves conflict more positively versus pushy. For others of you, that it could be that this person struggles because they're afraid if they express something that it's going to cause conflict. And I think they're being challenged at this time to get more comfortable with communication. So let's kind of take a look and see where this is headed next, Group 1. Where is this headed next, please, Spirit? Between Group 1 and this person. So we have temptation. Yeah. See, I should always trust my gut, because like intuitively I felt that. Like it feels like there's something about this that's like taboo for your persons. It's either there's like a third party, or there's something about your belief systems that's like very different from their perspective. And so because of how they've been programmed, how they've been raised, they see it as taboo. Show me the joining energy. Where's this headed, please, Spirit? We have making plans, planning and moving forward, and show me my viewers, please. We have priority, family provider, and making the effort with fresh starts. So it seems like there is like an undertone of new beginnings. I definitely see there's like this joining energy of moving forward together, making plans. It's funny though, because I feel like you guys with this Queen of Pentacles and this priority energy, I kind of feel like you guys are the ones making the effort. Like you're in that Queen of Pentacles mode, probably being the one driving the plans moving forward. This person, it's, you know, with this temptation energy, that's kind of more their story here, I feel. So let's see. Where is this headed, please, Spirit? It's like, it's not that they're not there, because they're part of the plans and moving forward, but they're sitting in this temptation energy where you guys are over here doing the work. Hopefully that makes sense. We have the Page of Swords. I watch you when no one is looking. Okay. Queen of Swords. Ten of Swords. Yeah, and look at this, the Five of Swords. I don't want to fight. So there's still kind of that tension bubbling beneath the surface, you guys. I kind of feel like this person doesn't like tension. As I'm getting more into their energy with the Six of Swords, I feel like maybe there's this tendency they have to sort of like smooth things over out of fear of like getting in trouble. Even like looking at this Queen of Swords, right? It says, "Can you ever forgive me?" And he's approaching her with flowers, like trying to romance her, soften her. And we know the Queen of Swords, she doesn't play games, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think that you guys are going to be finding yourselves here in the future as the energy stands today, kind of carrying more of the burden of planning, moving forward, providing, whatever that looks like for the situation you're in with this person. You're holding more of that. And I think with the Ten of Swords, it's going to get to a point where it's no longer sustainable. So just watch for that. I think that this person is just going to be watching, orbiting, keeping an eye on you, keeping tabs. We have that obsessive energy coming through again on their side. And I kind of think I would expect them to maybe come forward with some sort of like awkward romantic gesture or like kind gesture, apology. Like they're definitely intimidated by you because I think that they know that they haven't been showing up in the best way. And so I think that when they approach you, they're expecting to get in trouble. Like they're expecting to have a boundary set. They're expecting to be held accountable in some way. They're wanting your forgiveness here. And maybe you need to forgive them. Maybe they need to forgive you. It could be on both sides. But I just kind of feel like you guys are ready to free yourselves from this dynamic with this Ten of Swords. They're watching, kind of waiting for the right moment, orbiting around. They're very tempted by you. This could be part of the reason why they're not engaging with you in the way that you guys need them to, in whatever capacity that is like maybe they have other commitments or they're married or whatever it is. But this is kind of what I see, group one. So comment below. Let me know a little bit about your connection with this person and how this resonates. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey, group two, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Twin Flame Journey Tarot and this clear quartz, this is going to be your message. So today we're looking into what lesson you're learning on a soul level between you and your person. So what is your soul learning from them? What is their soul learning from you? What is the lesson in this connection right now? So let's go ahead and jump in. So we've got submissive coming up as the central connection energy. What your person is learning from you. We have mirroring. I will act as your reflection. And what are you learning from them? We have gaslighter. I will make you feel insane. Okay, love that. Just kidding, being sarcastic, of course. Okay, let's go ahead and get some clarity with the tarot. I'm also, you guys, going to look into how you guys each experience each other's energy as well as where the connection is headed. So definitely going to want to stay tuned until the end for that. All right, let's see. What's the lesson in this connection, Spirit, with submissive? Ooh, the King of Wands. Show me the energy of what this person is learning with mirroring. The King of Pentacles. Okay. And what is my viewer learning from this connection? Magician. Wow. Okay, so let's jump in. This is crazy. This is intense, you guys. I feel with submissive being here, this says, I will make you feel powerless. With the King of Wands here, I think like a huge connection point between you and your person in terms of the growth being triggered in this connection. It has to do with standing in your power, right? Like understanding and knowing that you have agency within the situation, you have the power, you have the autonomy, you have the skill to be able to drive forward in whatever direction you desire to go. Because the King of Wands is not submissive, right? The King of Wands is somebody who embodies power. They are a charming, charismatic, visionary leader, as this card talks about, right? So with it being paired with submissive, it makes me feel like both people in this connection are sort of slowly waking up to their own agency, to their own power, to their own authority, autonomy, and leadership. I feel like this person is sort of learning something from you through mirroring. I feel like what they're learning is where they lack when it comes to their King of Pentacles energy, which has to do with stability, security. Maybe this person's a father, or maybe they're the father of your children. You know, the King of Pentacles is somebody who commits and they honor their commitments, they nurture them, they follow through with them, and they are responsible. And I kind of feel like this person is being shown through this connection that they are not standing in their power with the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. They're not standing in their masculine energy of action and power, as well as stability and responsibility. So it's almost like with mirroring, Like there's something about your energy that sort of mirrors to them what their gaps are as it pertains to these themes and where they're not showing up as strongly as they should, as powerfully and as responsibly as they should. Now for you guys, we have gaslighter. I'll make you feel insane. Magician. I think the lesson that you guys are learning is, again, it's connected to standing in your power, but it's also in trusting your inner power, trusting your inner skill, trusting your inner compass. The magician is someone who's very powerful. They can make anything happen. You know what I mean? They have the power, the skill, the stamina to create and manifest. And so I think that this person, like something about this connection is very much connected to you, my viewer, standing in your own power and understanding that you have everything that you need to do what you want to do. And so with the gaslighting energy here, it's possible that maybe this person behaves in a way that makes you feel like, did I really experience that? Or was that really what I thought it was? Like there's sort of this energy of you questioning yourself as it pertains to your experiences with this person. But all of this is to say, both of you guys in different ways are learning where you're showing up a bit submissively or powerlessly in your life. I think for you guys, it's more around your own personal agency and your own personal power. For them, it's more about how they're not stepping up or stepping into this responsible sort of energy. So, excuse me, let's keep going. Next, we're going to take a look at how each of you experience each other's energy. Sorry, guys. So for group 2, please spirit, how does this person experience group 2's energy? We have apathetic and bored. How does my viewer experience this person's energy? We have regretful. Let's clarify, please, Spirit. How does this person experience my viewer's energy? The Knight of Pentacles. And how does my viewer experience this person's energy? Justice. And then we have the Three of Pentacles here, collaboration, working together. So that could be a theme here. Maybe you guys know them through work. All right. So how do you guys experience each other's energy? What's kind of the impact that's being had here? I kind of feel like this person, like they just give me a very stuck in the mud energy, like a very, like there's no progress, there's no like effort. It's like the snail is literally stuck in the sand. It's got its little head buried in the sand, or it's like stuck in its shell. It's kind of like with apathetic and bored, it's almost like this person has like an apathy. It's almost like there's a lack of care or consideration that I feel. It's a very gray vibe that's here. There's a lot of gray actually that you guys both experience with one another. Which is kind of interesting. It's like making me think of that term morally gray, where it's like, depending on how we look at something, it could be one way or another way. Or sort of like, I don't know, like maybe that's not the right way to describe it. That term came to my mind. So let me just see. Morally gray. What does that actually mean? Describes a person, action, or situation that exists between strict black and white definitions of good and evil, right and wrong. Instead of having clear moral boundaries, something or someone in the morally gray area displays a blend of virtuous and unethical behaviors or motives, making them complex and difficult to categorize as purely good or bad. So that's yeah, I guess I was right. That is kind of the vibe that I get here. So how do you guys experience each other's energy? I feel like this person, it just, for them, I think it just feels like they feel bored. They feel apathetic when they think about, with this Knight of Pentacles, like how they need to put work and effort into something. Right? Remember, again, they are struggling with stepping into their King of Pentacles energy, that stability energy, that consistency energy. And so with the Knight of Pentacles, it could be that this person is feeling kind of stuck right now, or they feel kind of like they're slow to make progress. There's a slow energy to this where, I don't know, I just keep getting the word stuck. Like they just feel like kind of stuck in how they experience your energy. And maybe it just comes from them feeling like they're not able to rise to your standard. They're not inspired to rise to the standard that you set for them, even though you're mirroring something to them that's really, really important. So it's like you show them that progress is possible and that they can improve, but there's sort of like this lack of drive to do it, or this very, very slow sort of whatever, lazy energy around it. Now, how you guys experience their energy, we've got regretful, and then we have justice. So it's funny that soul contract is coming up because that's like the topic, the theme that we're diving into today. I think you guys do experience them as feeling regretful. Like maybe they come back around and they're apologizing. Maybe they come in and they temporarily want to make something right. But it's like with that gaslighter energy, I feel like whatever they come in and try to say or do, like when they're expressing their regret, it's almost like to balance out the scales, it could be that like there's a lack of truth or accountability or clarity around ownership here of their role in the situation. So I think it's like a really big lesson for you guys, like around accountability, right? Like there's something here about this person not taking ownership for their behavior in a way that makes you feel kind of like you're going crazy. You know what I mean? So let's keep going. What else, Spirit, for group 2? We have Leo for your person. Yeah, like you guys are really teaching them about stepping up, stepping into their leadership energy, being more bold, being more confident in themselves. And Capricorn coming through as well with Saturn. So boundaries, structure, responsibility, all really significant. Yeah, you guys are definitely teaching them and mirroring to them how they need to step up into that more leader-oriented energy, that more fiery energy, because they're very slow and very lazy and just kind of apathetic as it pertains to this connection, right? So there's something about the fiery energy being ignited here between you, whereas you guys are over here in this Capricorn energy. So I feel like you guys probably are the diligent, hardworking sort of, one here. Maybe this has to do with work. I keep getting this as like a work connection. For some of you guys, I feel if this is like at work, maybe even not just work, but like there could be this energy of like one of you that tends to be more in the spotlight, like this Leo energy, the other person that does more of the diligent work. And there's mirroring energy here, right? So it could be that one of you guys mirror those two opposites back to one another a little bit here. I definitely think that you're mirroring to this person where they're not stepping into their leadership energy and their agency around their responsibilities. And they're mirroring to you, like teaching you to trust yourself, to trust your instincts, to trust what you know happened, and to trust that you have the power and the tools that you need to create something stable, to create what you need to be successful, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. So let's take a look group 2 and just kind of see like where this is headed next. Okay. So Spirit, where is this connection headed next for group 2 and their person? Okay, so we have telepathy. We have friendship and self-worth coming up. And then we have toxicity and wrong timing as well. Okay, let's get some clarifying tarot cards. Where's this connection headed, please, Spirit? We have the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. We have the Two of Cups. And then we have the Six of Wands. Okay. So I definitely think that you and this person are going to be coming back together in more of like a friendship-oriented energy. So if there's been some separation, or if you guys haven't really been talking much, there's definitely seemingly a lack of leadership and vision in this connection. I think that you're going to come back together just like as friends. And there is this like, you know, this harmony, this emotional harmony between the both of you. But there's also this self-worth and self-esteem issue that I see, right? I think that this person is sort of triggered, like their leadership, sort of masculine, responsible energy is triggered and challenged by you. Whereas like your power and agency is sort of triggered with them. So I think you guys are going to come back together. This might be connected to work, or just like if you guys are married or something, maybe you have like a shared finance situation coming together or something like that. But there's something like telepathic where it's like this person may connect with you over career matters, financial matters. We did have finances here at the bottom of the deck, so definitely could be connected to that. We have Capricorn and Saturn, so could be work stuff or financial stuff that kind of brings you guys back together just on like a friendship level. But I feel like for you guys, we have like toxicity, we have wrong timing. This talks about negative energy, manipulation, narcissist, and the Six of Wands, right? So I just think there's going to be something about it that feels a little bit off, like it's not the right time, or there's still some toxic energy with this person. It's like they do kind of make you question yourself. But the good thing with the Six of Wands is I kind of see you guys taking the lead in terms of like how you maneuver the connection, because this is about taking charge, taking control, stepping into leadership, and feeling good and confident about what we're doing regardless. I'm noticing how she's kind of like looking off into the distance away from the connection. This person is like this whale energy. So it's like they're sort of briefly coming out of the water and then they're going back under again. So I feel like this is going to be like a brief reconnection, a brief moment of reconnection where you and this person will come together. I think you guys are both going to continue to trigger your self-worth, each other's self-worths. But I see you guys like moving away from the toxic negative energy and kind of maybe seeing the toxic dynamic for what it truly is right now. Okay, so really interesting tea, group 2. Comment below. Let me know what's been happening with your person. I'll see you guys in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Smoky Quartz Crystal and the Everyday Witch Tarot, this is going to be your message. And today we're going to be looking into the soul contract between you and your person. So kind of what is it that each of you guys are learning through experiencing this connection? So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to start by kind of looking into what the lesson is for each of you. We'll take a look at how you each experience the other person's energy, and then we'll take a look at where the connection may be headed. So we have Indigo Starseed. I'm a catalyst for you to change. So that is already a super powerful energy. The lesson for your person, we have Prosecutor. I will make you accountable. The lesson for you, my viewer, we have Resurrection. I will inspire your transformation. Ooh, that's a really interesting message. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some clarifiers with the tarot, and then we will jump in to the energy. We are going to take reversals, so let's do that. Okay, so we've got the 5 of Wands here in the center. Okay, the lesson for this person with prosecutor. We have the 4 of Wands. And the lesson for my viewers, please, with resurrection. The King of Pentacles in reverse. Very interesting. Okay, so let's kind of talk about this. Okay, group 3. So you and this person are definitely like catalysts for one another's change big time with this indigo starseed energy. And I feel like the change is not easy because you have the 5 of Wands here. So there's conflict, competition. Maybe there's other people getting in the way. Like something about the connection and what joins you guys together and what's pushing the change is a little chaotic and messy. Okay, but it makes sense, right? Because the things that challenge us are what are the catalysts for change, right? We don't change when we're comfortable. We change when something stirs the pot, metaphorically, right? So I definitely think that there's something stirring, whether it's like publicly or with other people or interpersonally. Maybe it's just more subtle and beneath the surface for some of you. But there's definitely something stirring beneath the surface that's like causing this friction between you and this person, and it's pushing you guys to change in some better, like for the better. All right, so the lesson that this person is learning through you, we have the prosecutor. I will make you accountable, and the 4 of Wands, okay? So there's something about your energy that forces this person to be accountable. Maybe there's something that you call them out for, right? Maybe you hold them accountable in some regard. Maybe the way you just like naturally show up forces this person to rise up, to hold themselves accountable to honoring their commitments or accountable to their behavior, whatever it is. It's clarified by the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands is an energy that can talk about things like celebrations, community. It can talk about marriage, right? And kind of that welcoming, sort of open energy. This could have to do with other people too. Like I see that in both of these cards where we've got like, you know, people, friends, maybe competitors, people around, groups. So that could be significant here. Like maybe you and this person know each other through some sort of a group or social network. But you are pushing them to hold themselves accountable to their behavior and to their commitments here. And I think it's playing out through this 4 of Wands energy, through a group, a celebration, marriage, something along those lines. Okay. Now, this person, the lesson you're learning through them is inspiring your transformation. And then we have the King of Pentacles in reverse right next to it. I feel like a lot of you guys are sort of like this bird in a cage, right? Maybe this is a phoenix. I think it is actually. And we know that with the phoenix, it burns up and it rises from the ashes again. Maybe you guys have been in a cage for a while, or you're ready to kind of spread your wings or break open into something bigger and better. This person is pushing you to do that. With the King of Pentacles in reverse, this is an energy of a masculine who isn't really showing up responsibly, right? This is somebody who doesn't always want commitment. They don't honor their commitments. They can be a little lazy or just like not reliable. And so part of me feels for you guys, like maybe this person shows up this way with you, right? Because I don't know why. I almost just kind of feel like you guys sort of are in this very comfortable space with this person where all of a sudden you're challenging them on their accountability. I feel for some reason like this is them with this King of Pentacles. Like they show up sort of like flaky, non-committal, unreliable, and it's pushing you to change. Something about that energy is pushing you out of a comfort zone. It's pushing you to spread your wings, to change, maybe to step up and lead where this person isn't leading, or to be responsible for yourself, versus waiting for them to take care of you or something like that. Now, for others of you, this King of Pentacles is your energy, right? So you want to be introspective about that. Like, if you guys know that you haven't been showing up the best, it's possible that like this is talking about you. But then there's like that accountability piece on both sides. So yeah, okay, let's keep going. Group 3. So let's just take a look and see how each person experiences the energy of the other. So group 3, how does your person experience your energy through this lesson? Stable. And how does my viewer experience this person's energy? Surprised. Yeah. Okay. This is exactly what I was feeling. It's like, I just kind of feel like you guys provide this really stable container for this person. Like, they see you as being really stable. They see you as being reliable, dependable. I think you're part of this Four of Wands energy for them. But there's something about that I think forces them to rise up in a way that they're not. Like, they're not meeting you on that level or something like that. It's just like the way you naturally are. With this Four of Wands, it doesn't feel like super aggressive or like you're pushing them. It's just like how you are within this space holds them accountable. It forces them to challenge that, challenge themselves to rise up. I think with surprise, like, you experience this person as being kind of unpredictable sometimes. Like, maybe sometimes they come in and they kind of surprise and delight you with their energy. Maybe there's other times where they show up as this King of Pentacles reverse, you know, just not super stable. And I think this is irritating you, group 3. How does each person experience the other? So how does this person experience my group 3 viewers, please, Spirit? You have the Four of Pentacles. And how does my viewer experience this person's energy? Nine of Cups in reverse and Justice. That's super interesting. Yes. Okay. This person is a little like guarded, I think, around you. I feel like they are sort of guarded. I think that they are protective over themselves. They could be a little envious or jealous of you at times with this Four of Pentacles, but they're very closed off is what I see from this. They're closed off. So it's interesting, right? Because I think that you show up in a way that's very stable and you model that stability for this person in this really kind of warm, friendly way, this really open, harmonious way. And it makes them kind of like, makes them kind of close up a little bit. It's like they want to hold on to that, but they also aren't really opening themselves up to vulnerability either. And how you guys experience them is very much what I was getting with that King of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you guys don't always feel with the Nine of Cups in reverse that you get what you want, that you get a lot of fulfillment out of this. And with Justice, this is the accountability piece that's being mirrored here, right? So there's this energy of balance, looking for that balance, looking for that fairness as it pertains to your interactions with this person. So there is a little bit of mirroring here, you guys. I think with Justice and the prosecutor, you know, there's accountability that needs to be had on both sides. But I do feel like there's one person in this connection that shows up more stably, and there's another person in this connection that shows up more inconsistently. And that's creating a little bit of competitiveness or frustration or just like irritation beneath the surface, even if you guys aren't openly fighting or bickering with each other. So let's take a look at the Astro Oracle just to get some additional messages, and then we'll take a look at where this connection is headed next. So what else can you tell us about this dynamic, please, Spirit? Okay, so we have trine, sextile, symbiosis. And we have the South Node. Wow. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this is pretty subconscious for both of you with introspection. Like, I don't think you guys are openly like beefing. I just think that there's tension beneath the surface. So for you guys, this is definitely like a past life situation here. Like this is past life karma that you guys are working through that you're outgrowing, right? This irritating energy, it's like pushing you to get out of a cage here. And I just kind of wonder for some of you if this sort of like masculine King of Pentacles reverse energy is sort of like what you've become accustomed to here. And I in life, just in general, in your partnerships, romantic or non-romantic, it's familiar energy with the South Node. And so I kind of feel like with this resurrection, you know, you're being pushed to grow, like you're outgrowing that. So whether you're the one embodying it or you're the one experiencing it and getting irritated by it, there's like a lesson learned here with justice. It's like you realize that this energy no longer brings fulfillment. You're outgrowing it. You're not activated by it as much anymore once this connection kind of runs its course. Now, this person with the trine sextile symbiosis is like interesting. This kind of confirms like there's this group energy, and maybe there's something about accountability to groups or accountability to teams, or, you know, symbiosis. It just kind of talks about this relationship where we each benefit from each other. And I just kind of wonder with this person and this Four of Pentacles energy, if they're not super giving, they're not super generous, they're closed off, and they're not always able to rise up and meet you where you are, right? I just feel like they embody a lot of that King of Pentacles in reverse energy, but they're kind of benefiting from this connection, maybe without giving a lot back. So let's take a look, you guys, and see where things may be headed with you and them. So Spirit, how is this connection going to move forward? Like what's next? Show me the energy of this person. Ooh, we have secret admirer, watching you, I have a crush on you, and then coming forward. Okay, so they want to talk to you. What about the joining? Where's this connection headed? We have unawakened. Okay, so there may still be some blockages here, you guys. Show me, my viewers, where's this connection headed? Ooh, redemption. Okay. Interesting. And then we have reconciliation. So yeah, you and this person are definitely coming back together. I do think some of you guys like are this King of Pentacles reverse. Because that talks about like, well, okay, it can go both ways. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, I'm like, where is this headed, Spirit? Please. Show me this person's energy, please. Ah, okay, hold on. Let's just get one. The Five of Cups. Joining. Knight of Swords. Okay. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Swords. Okay. I do think that you guys are going to reconcile with this person. I do think that there will be a conversation. With the Knight of Swords, though, I'm not going to lie, I feel like this could be a little brash, especially with this unawakened ruled by the ego. I think that you and this person just need to watch for ego, like power and ego struggles here. Okay. But there's like a confrontation that I see coming here. And again, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. For some of you, it might literally be an argument. For others of you, it might just be we're confronting something and there's a little bit of like bluntness to what we're confronting. I think that this person is watching you, and I think they're planning on coming forward. I think this person wants to have a conversation with you. I also think you're watching them, though, with the Page of Swords. There's a lot of mirroring happening on both sides here. This person wants to come forward. They want to talk to you. They're disappointed and sad about something. Maybe they're grieving, or maybe they make a mistake and they want to come forward to talk about it. With redemption, this talks about needing forgiveness, right? So I think that there is a skepticism that you guys have here, and maybe there's kind of this resistance to working with them as a team to rebuild it. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So take that as it resonates for you. Like, this person may want to redeem themselves. And so in order for you guys to kind of get back on track, you guys will have to forgive them and kind of give them the chance and be open to that. The other thing that I get, though, is forgiving yourself, especially if you guys have been the ones that maybe haven't been as helpful in this situation. If you're the King of Pentacles reversed and the Three of Pentacles reversed, right? Maybe just kind of watching, spying on this person. There could be an opportunity coming up here for you guys to redeem yourselves, potentially. There's a lot of mirroring here. So it's kind of hard for me to say, because like, it feels like this person wants to come forward and talk, because they're sad or disappointed about something. But you guys, I don't know how receptive you're going to be to it. You seem a little over it, to be honest. And I feel with this Knight of Swords, there could be some pretty direct conversations being had, but you just want to watch that it's coming from a place of clarity. Because with this unawakened, ruled by the ego, it just makes me feel like both people need to sit into some self-awareness before we start exchanging choice words with each other. So with the Three of Wands reversed, it could just be like a more short-term fix versus something long-term. But there is an energy of you guys coming back together and addressing something. So really interesting, group 3. Let me know a little bit about what's been happening with this person, and I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye.